Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome back to the Critic Corp. As always, you're greeted by your hosts. My name's Eric.
I am Jordan.
I am Tokum.
And this wonderful evening, we are talking about the Sandman series that is now on Netflix. Now, it's only 10 episodes long, but I gotta say, I am proud of Netflix for putting this one out. Like, given it's a Netflix series, I expected it a lot less. Like, I had the bar dropped a lot lower,
For
but
me,
it came out of the gate and it shocked me, like, first and foremost. Episode 6 was probably my favorite one. I will just say that off the rip. Like, there, that one still just sticks with me out of all the others. But I don't know, guys. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, was this like a hit to you? Like, did you expect less of it? Like, did
I'll
it
go,
surpass expectations?
I'll go first because I know this is like toke shit. Um, I already knew, like, I know that you had the low expectations because it was Netflix. For me personally, Netflix has always killed their series. It's their movies where they falter. Um, but overall, I love this series. Any other year, it would have been one of my favorite comic book series of the year. Comic book TV shows of the year. But this year is just loaded. But I thought it was really well done. It's not your typical comic book movie or show where there's a lot of action, but it was more telling a story about these characters, the reaction and the repercussions of Dream getting captured at the very beginning of the first episode for the 100 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Get a specific amount of years.
No, it was just they said a century. It was like 100 years. If like
Yeah, it was just a cinch.
they were pretty vague with it. You just know he was there for 100 years,
Yeah, he was captured by Tywin Lannister.
which was pretty great to see off the rip. Like there was a lot of Game of Thrones cast in this.
I mean, like right from that, like once you see he's cast, you're like, all right, this guy's up to some bullshit because you just know he's gonna be the villain
Dude,
immediately.
he's always evil.
Like between this, Game of Thrones, Godzilla, he's just
When
always.
has he been a good guy?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I've only seen him in those three things.
Certain people are just great at being the villain, man. Tywin's just a fucking villain to his core.
He's
I'm sure he's a great guy in real life. All right.
Oh, absolutely, but he's great.
But you are a devious motherfucker on screen.
Um, Personally, my favorite would be probably episode 6 as well with death.
Yeah.
Close second is the diner episode. I thought the diner episode
Ooh.
was really well done. Reminded me of like a Stephen King novel or movie. But I overall love this series. I love the tone and the visuals of it all. Tom Sturridge as Dream and the Sandman was really well done. He was a little bit more tempered and everything. The big standout for me of the series, as always, and everything he's in is Boyd Holbrook. We've known him from Logan, and we've seen him in recently. Me and Malcolm saw Vengeance that he was in. But he was great as the Corinthian. But I'm gonna pass this over to Malcolm because I know he's got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I was the first one to knock this one out of the park. I
Lasted two
I
days.
I had to slow my horses once I got to sit, and it was only like the second day. I was like, all right, let me calm down, watch some anime or something. But as far as the show on whole, this one this one tops it for Netflix. I'm with Eric on that Netflix. I'm sketch about their shows. But this one was good off the back. It had very good backstory for each character. And the way it's developing is setting up for more and more seasons. I believe they're gonna This is gonna be their milker for Netflix. I would say my favorite episodes were 4 and 5, back to back, just double whammers. The Hope and Hell and the 24 or 20, what was it, 25/7. That when they was in the diner, like with Jordy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
The diner
those.
episode was number 5. Let me see what the hell episode
Hope,
was.
Hope and Hell was number 4.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 4.
All right, yeah. Um,
Yeah, but
but yeah, I
Lucifer, Lucifer too. The person that played Lucifer, Gwendolyn
oh
Crystal.
no, Gwendolyn.
She did phenomenal as Lucifer. I can't wait to see what they do with her in the second season. The way they ended it. So that's even, man. That's just, that whole show as a whole is just a builder. You just don't know what's gonna happen next, but is they, you're in for some
No, I
really.
agree. I think one of the things that Jordy and you were saying at the beginning of this, like we all kind of had a similar like thought process on it. It's the dialogue in this series. Like it's just so much more powerful than like the action that you see. Like the Marvel series and in other series, the action scenes are what like bring it alive and like make you feel like attached things or like how dramatic they could be with certain things. But just how theatrical the dialogue between the characters was what really brought everything to life. And like I think that was more important than some huge spectacle like to be portrayed. I more moving forward, I'd like to see more of this, like things with more like healthy like dialogue between the characters where it makes you feel connected to them in a way that I don't know, like some huge spectacle in a movie would make you feel connected to a character, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Most,
Absolutely.
def- most definitely. The
Um,
way, like I said, the way they casted everyone was perfect. Dev as Kirby, Hall,
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean as Boyd, even the Doctor Destiny, the dude in in the diner episode, he played a great role. Like he just literally he made everybody. I think they call him Doctor Destiny, but then
no,
he literally.
it was just Destiny, but let me. You're talking about Professor Lupin, right?
Hmm.
You're talking about Professor
Yeah,
Luke.
John D. David
Yeah,
Thewlis. It was really cool
yeah,
seeing him, or David Thewlis. Excuse me.
I gotta watch the other show with him. I think it was called Landscapers. It was pretty short and simple, but
He's a
it
great
was
actor.
great. Yeah, he's a real good actor. I like his voice too.
The one gripe I will say, which was also
Perfect. I was gonna say that let's get to the gripes after this.
the
Yeah.
one gripe that I do have, which is also honestly a plus to the series overall, is Mason Alexander Park as Desire, which I thought that they were great in the role, but I wanted to see more at the end of the day. Like I get that it's all set up
He's
for the following season, and I understand that this is super close to the source material on the comics that it's based off of. But I wanted to see more of Desire. I'm super stoked for season 2 after the ending. I personally really enjoyed the season finale. I do understand the gripes that people do have with it, but I think as a season 1 and not like a one of the middle seasons, I think it's setting up for bigger things following up. So I really like the season as a whole. Some one of the things that I've heard gripes about is Patton Oswalt as Matthew, the voice for the Raven. Uh,
Why?
just because it's Patton
oh,
Oswalt, and usually a lot of people have a problem with like really recognizable voices because it will take them out of something. But
yeah,
personally for me, I
I
thought
thought it worked fine.
I was gonna say I thought it ended up
yeah.
working
It wasn't
great.
It
It was
wasn't
really
bad. It fit it. It fit it.
He didn't have that much like dialogue either, so
and he was rather
Yeah.
tempered down overall, but I think that his voice and um personality fit the character overall. You got you also have this other character named Unity, who you see in like the first or second episode,
and then
Yeah,
she's
when
the
she was
whole
little.
ending.
doesn't wake up for like what was this, 40 to
She
60
was there for 100 years, like Dream
Oh,
was.
she was there the same
Yeah,
time
years.
that Dream got trapped, I thought.
Right, you are 100% right. But I really liked where her story arc went. I thought that ended up paying off. That was one of the really big redeeming factors of the season
Hmm.
finale for me, when she makes that sacrifice, because they do kind of set it up from the beginning and everything, hinting towards it. Who else?
No, I definitely liked her setup. I thought it was not anticlimactic, but like it could have been bigger for what they were working towards with her almost. Like I didn't just expect it to end, but in a way, I don't think it will end because she is in the dreaming now, right? So
I mean,
Um,
she technically gave her life up,
yeah, I
but
was gonna say, I
she
don't.
was already she was already accustomed to that life, so
yeah,
she just went back to where where she was her whole
Yeah,
life. But you see how quick she went to Caribbean. I mean, not Caribbean, Lucian,
yeah,
and she was like, "Oh, wait, you're such and such
yeah.
grandmother."
She's like, I'm looking for my story.
And literally, like she was there reaching for the book right with her.
yeah,
I wish Dr. Destiny they would have dragged him out a little bit longer because he was on some other shit, bro.
he just
Uh,
wanted the truth.
he just wanted to, show the realness of the world.
Man, that was so. If we want to talk about gripes, that was one of my kind of gripes. Is like the whole thing with the ruby. Like they had the buildup of the ruby, and then like he altered it
Just
in a special way to where only he could use it, and
they
then
just
it
got
was like he crushed it so that way Dream couldn't use it. But then Dream just got all of his powers, and you don't see that guy again. So like that scene for me with the ruby, anticlimactic. I expected more out of it. Like
yeah
especially after seeing the diner, like I
yeah,
just
bro. That's
that
why
one just didn't do it for me, man. I that is a huge gripe that I have with this series was they placed a huge emphasis around his stuff, like his helm, his sand, his ruby. Like they crushed the ruby, but we never ever see him wear his helm again the entire season.
I thought we,
And
I thought we did
like
once.
he wore it once, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I swear it was one.
after he grabbed it the one time though, like
Yeah, I love the helm, by the
I loved it. Why didn't we get a chance to see more of it? Like it, and it was such an issue that his sand, like after a while, when did you see him use his sandbag anymore?
but also to
he
be
uses sand.
fair,
No. But like after, like I want to say maybe after episode 5, no more use. You don't see him use his sandbag
well,
anymore.
don't forget he's also in the dream realm that entire time.
But I'm just wondering, is it the ruby that made him powerful enough to where he's like, fuck it, I don't need my tools. So like when it was crushed, he was like, I'm now more powerful than ever.
Well, because he had put
His
a lot of his power into those different tools, like his specific powers from inside. So that's why when he had those tools, he was still at full power technically. But without those, like,
Man, he lied. He lied. Like yeah,
I just wonder,
he
like,
basically got recharged up on his powers, but
I wonder
the
why not still have like his helm or anything. Like if he doesn't need it anymore, I guess that makes sense.
the helm was only when he was in the waking world.
yeah.
So like, but now he can go into the waking world just fine.
Yeah, Did they specifically say what the helm was like?
No, so that's what I'm wondering. If it was like something that just gave him power, was like crushing the ruby something that like released all of, so they said he's now more powerful than ever after his ruby was crushed. But like,
Because at the end, you are right. There is
I
one.
think those are just like his tools, like like ancient artifacts that he just needs. Like it's not meant to be used, but he needs those in order to will the power that he has. Because like they showed in the dream world, it was coming apart. It was breaking
yeah, but
everything
that was
inside.
all also when he didn't have his ruby. And like
Yeah, and he
that
was he wasn't even there to
that
take.
part is a little shaky in the series still. Like the whole scene with like that whole I need to get my gear back, I need my ruby back, then like we don't give a shit about any of our gear or the ruby anymore. We have to worry about the vortex now. Like that
Really.
huge switch mid-season, I
The
think
vortex,
was
the vortex would destroy is made to destroy anything, everything.
And I will
yeah.
So that
also,
was that was that was more important. Plus, she was causing a split between the wake world and the
well,
Oh,
dream world.
between them, yeah.
and that was
So
dope. I loved that like
that
concept of
was yeah when her friend Chantel got the fucking or not Chantel.
Lydia or whatever.
Yeah, Lydia, yeah, got in the dream world. I was like, what?
Yeah. Let me just bring that up too. Vanessa
And the and then she
Moonlight.
still was able to have the baby outside in the wake world. Like
Oh,
that was wild. That
That
was what?
I thought we were gonna have another vortex.
yeah.
When Dream said the baby was now his, I was like, whew.
Yeah, yeah. When he said it was his, I'm like, oh yeah, he's smart. He's smart man.
And speaking of Rose Walker, I just want to give a shout out to Vanessa Samunier because at no point like did I think that she was crumbling like under the pressure of being this big supporting character or anything. She was
Yeah.
really believable at every point. Like just as a young adult and everything coming into these kind of powers, the relationship between her and Jed I thought was really well earned because when you see them first link up through the dream, it felt really real and genuine.
Yeah.
I I thought that this show did really well, and even though Dream is kind of emotionally disconnected, like
He
the
hate
episode
after
6 when we meet Death, that is one of the most like either depressing or emotionally involved I've ever been in a comic book property, just because like when she's greeting these people and they're talking about their impending death once they see her, it's just really like touching in a lot of ways because she has this warmness to her.
Oh,
literally
I get it.
that that episode in the whole was like it was standish. It standing on his own, especially like when they kept showing him and the Hob dude meet back up in the bar
Oh,
Oh,
every every like what was it like 2 years or something.
yeah, bro.
yeah.
That
Let's
was the
talk
part
about
of
that
episode 6.
when we
Yeah, that was part of Death. That was part of with Death. Yeah, because remember she said, "Tell him I said hello."
Yeah, dude.
because that's
When
when we
I saw the little arrow pointed at the end of that, I was like, my fucking dog, like still waiting.
Still wait, still sipping in that hole.
did
Oh, hey, Mr. B. Hey, Mr. B.
did we ever get back to him like present day?
That was the present
That
day.
was present.
That's right.
Yeah, that was
That
his
was present.
present day. Like he was because Dream missed the other one
Yeah,
while he
Yeah.
was imprisoned for 100 years.
Yeah, he missed all. Yeah, he missed all the other one. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So like that was his first time getting a chance to go back and like
Yeah, he's supposed to meet him every 100 years. Yeah.
I loved that though, bro. That's one of made episode 6 for me, like along with multiple other things. But
I think that's one of the really big strengths of this show is the situations that they find themselves in,
yeah,
just like the moral dilemmas, like from that all the way to the diner.
it's so real.
Like you're asking yourself, what would I do in this situation, or
Yeah,
what would happen if like I was forced to live out a truth or some shit.
Like
Like
through
something that you didn't even know that you wanted. It was just
yeah.
what those people wanted at that point that they had
just
no idea.
watching. And he just like literally at first he was just treating it like a test subject. Like he just wanted to see what the
He was just
outcome.
playing games.
Yeah, and then they ended up becoming, fellow companions and whatnot.
I did like that in that diner episode at the end he gave, or was it before the diner? He gave that one lady the protection amulet that was driving him
Oh
around.
yeah, that
It
was
was
Doc.
like, you're a good woman, like you don't need to
Yeah,
lie.
he gave her the one his mom gave him, but that was Doctor Destiny. That was Destiny.
Yeah,
To the one woman driving him around.
Yeah,
yeah.
She actually was in Ted Lasso season 2, so I had just seen her because I just watched Ted Lasso.
There he is back with the Ted Lasso, bro. This man just won't stop finding a way to talk about it.
I could recommend.
We'll watch it when we're ready. All right.
I would recommend Ted Lasso over RRR. I swear by it. There's nothing more joyful on TV. Back to the Sandman.
God. Alrighty. Anyways, Sandman was awesome, y'all. I still think it was like a great series all around. One thing that I wanted to like point out that I think is really cool, and I'm looking forward to it in season 2 if they can do it. Well, like if they do get the chance to do a season 2, is their sigil like stuff where like each sibling, like child of the endless, has a like a room or whatever that has each other's like endless's sigil that they can call out to like their siblings by like holding on to their sigils. That
yeah,
was sweet.
yeah. That was fire.
And
This
how they
one
have
dude,
teams, like they're a divided family.
Yeah.
bro. Let's talk about those three witches though. They were creepy as hell.
Bro, the fates.
The Fate.
Literally, they was creepy as hell, bro. They pulled up just on some man. I don't even know. It was. I ain't like it. And they made you fucking answer they answers. I mean, they made you ask them questions. 3 questions, nothing else.
Yep.
And they were
Nothing else.
And it better be the right questions, otherwise they'll tell you how fucking stupid you are when you answer the wrong ones. Poor Rose, dude. She flipping the light on thinking like she just tripping because she tired. And these bitches are like, ask us 3 questions. She's like, who are you? Like, there's a
Literally,
question. Who left?
Lydia was like, what the fuck? What you doing in the closet, huh? Why get out of there? What is you doing? And then Dream in there just tweaking, asking the same question. It was like next question, next question.
It's like, do you not understand, my guy? No follow-ups. How many times have you talked to the fates?
Bro, I know it's been some years, but damn.
Oh, but hold on. One thing I do want to say before we end this too soon. When the gargoyle passed away, poor Gregory, man.
Oh, I was gonna
I
say
almost quit the show at episode 2 because Jordy wasn't even on this shit yet. I texted Toke and I
I
was
know you
like,
said
if they don't bring Gregory back at the end of this shit, I'm fucking done.
they got
yeah,
they got Gervin now. They got Gervin. They got
Yeah,
Gervin.
bro, I'm with Gervin
that's
or
Bro.
right.
Goldie,
Literally, bro. When I seen that shit too, I'm like, damn, Dream. He don't take no shit. He
And
dirty
you
as
could
hell.
tell he was like he felt bad and everything too, but like,
Hell no.
oh my god, dog! Like there was no other way. Like you couldn't have done anything else.
He had no remorse, bro. He been locked away for 100 years by a dirty old human, a greedy old dirty human that that
But
didn't, but that neglected his son and told his wife to get rid of the baby that they had. Like, bro, I would have been on tip two
I
coming back to
agree.
the world.
I'm still pouring out a drink
Bro.
for Gregory each night. All right,
Oh,
it hurts.
So do we want to get to our final thoughts?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, boys. Final thoughts on the show. Where do you think it's gonna go next year? If they let, well, not next year, next season, if they continue it, like where do you want it to go? What's your rating for it, and where do you think it's at for your list of shows for the year right now?
I say we have Toad go last just because he's the highest on the show, and I want to go out on a high note, even though I think we all unanimously enjoy this
Good.
one. For me, I'm gonna go an A minus. Just I know Eric had more gripes about the season finale, but I think my biggest gripe were episodes 7 and 8. They felt a little bit slower. Once Corinthian got back involved and everything, it felt like it picked back up. I love this show overall. Can't wait for a season 2. And obviously, I think they kind of left it off where season 2 is going to go with Lucifer and Desire, which is
Yeah.
exactly where I want this to go because those were two of the most interesting characters to me. Love me some Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones. But yeah, I highly recommend this one. A minus.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you there, Jordy. Like I'm at an A minus. Yeah, like I didn't have that many gripes with the finale. I had more gripes, I think, with the whole like Ruby scene, just the like lack of clarity with things with it, and like the push that they had on top of it for I don't know. The whole Ruby thing was just anticlimactic for me. That's all. But all in all, I still love the series. I recommend it to like my friends, my family to watch next because it's just very theatrical. Like I didn't think about it as like a dark, scary show. It was just kind of like lightly grim in a way, I guess would be the best way to put it.
It was a goth fantasy, honestly. If I had
Yeah,
I'd
like
say,
that's I guess the
more,
best way to put it.
it
I
was
think
more fantasy and like sci-fi type of deal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that. But as far as where it's gonna go next, I think like you're right. It'll definitely take place with like Lucifer and Hell with the armies and everything gathering, like she was saying with her generals. But more importantly, I think it'll be like a family divide. I'm excited to see like what Destiny looks like. And like well, like everybody, you know? Like what's the rest of the family look of the endless look like?
no, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be
exactly how she was saying at the end, like, do you think when the dream goes up to Desire and tells, do you think you can take on me, Destiny, and Death? Like, and he's just like, no, like, I don't think I can.
I I don't know though. The only thing with that is I feel like there's some foreshadowing going on in that moment because if you notice, Desire has like a costume on and that looks like a devil. So I almost feel like they're hinting at the fact that she or he might be collaborating with
Lucifer.
yeah, exactly.
And I totally believe that, especially after seeing that Desire was like the main cause of everything, like for this series, like the Sir Roderick imprisoning Dream at the beginning, um, the the vortex being born, like all of that shit is all tied back to desire. So I think it will definitely come down to a family split in the end. And honestly, great show. I recommend. Toke, what you got?
Well, y'all honestly just said everything, but I well, throw my 2 cents in. I watched it from day one, and like I said, this is a great show for Netflix. It's A+ for me. It's building up. I cannot absolutely wait for the second season because it's gonna open up way more. I feel like the dream world, the wake world, as far as his family goes, Dream's family, um, everybody that's like against them, like as far as Desire, Lucifer, I even feel like, Corinthian, he might even come swindle back somehow. I don't even know. But yeah.
They do have Corinthian's skull still. And he said,
Yeah.
keep
No,
this
didn't
safe
he
for
crush
me.
it? Or no?
Where
No. He gave it to Lucien.
I'm thinking of the mine thing from Westworld now.
I got your shows mixed, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But don't know. I was honestly, I'm glad that you said more of the dream world because I don't think we saw a lot of the dream world in this. We saw a lot of Earth and everything else. I
yeah,
think next season could be more dream world.
I would
more
love to
like
see more
'cause
of
all they
that.
did was show like people dreams and him,
Mhm.
interfering in them and whatnot. But as far as that goes with the dream world, I think it's gonna be even more wild. I hope Rose is still like able to intertwine with
Oh,
him.
I think she will be since she's part of the Endless now.
Since she's determined as a child of the endless, and her
I
brother
thought
died
I thought she
too.
switched. I thought she switched spots with the Unity.
She's still a child of the endless though through bloodline. She's
Yeah.
no longer the vortex, but she's still a child of the endless.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
So she still has some power to her, like, and so does her brother, I believe. So that could be
Yeah,
something new
brother.
to think about in the future, also for like future seasons. Like we could be figuring out like Jed's new powers.
Well, yeah, he don't really know how. He's just in a kid mind state right now, but
Yeah,
he gonna grasp it soon. Cause Rose was grasping it quick, like that. Like this ends now. All this mess. Like she was going in a dream, visiting Lydia and her husband, her late husband. Like yeah, they gonna grasp it, but I don't know if Dream gonna allow it.
he gonna be coming for that
uh,
baby.
like I said, bro, he hate humans, and that him getting locked up by that doctor, Roderick, man, even made him hate him even more, bro. He don't got no hope for them. He used the hope against Lucifer, but as far as for the humans, I don't think there's none left.
It's,
Uh,
it seems that way for
besides his boy that's in the bar. Besides his boy that's in the bar, what's his name? Godwin. And that's his only hope.
That man, so he doesn't ever die, but he can still experience pain. So I think I would love to see more of him come back. I just don't think we will.
Yeah, no. He
But
always said he'll just be there here and there, obviously.
all in all, boys, I am really excited for where this goes next. I'm glad we finally all got a chance to watch it. I know I was holding us down, so I apologize. But look at here we are. We finished it up.
Mhm.
As to everybody else,
yeah,
thank you for
oh,
tuning in and
yeah.
watching. We appreciate you. Like Jordy's pointing around, like and subscribe somewhere. We're gonna have a button.
Give us your thoughts on Sandman.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you expect more for next season? What do you hope? or what do you wish you could change? And thanks for joining.
We shall see you again for She-Hulk.